Hello book besties and welcome back to my channel. My name is ℙ𝕝𝕒𝕤 if you are new here, and today we are exploring a new genre. So today I will be reading 3 books. We have one on my Kindle, one on audio, and then one physical. This is a genre that I've found intimidating in the past. Let's get into the vlog portion. %, in. I cannot stand her dad. Basically are saying that there were 0 women in Vietnam. It's so good, but it's also making me very, very angry. Hello. Just finished For the Women by Kristin Hannah. I am giving that book 5 stars, without a doubt. This story is so beautifully written, even though the subject matter is truly heartbreaking. What breaks my heart even more is that in the author's note, she talks about how she interviewed these nurses. They agreed that they were told that there were no women in Vietnam as soon as they came home. I've never read a book where I was just so irritated. I felt like somebody was like telling me their story. You follow Frankie. They end up throwing her brother a going away party because he just graduated the Naval Academy. And I believe it's the next day he ends up going to Vietnam. Frankie then decides to go to nursing school. Later on figures out that she also wants to go to Vietnam as a nurse. She ends up going through the Air Force and the Navy at first. They said that she has to have at least a couple more years of experience before they can send her. She then calls up the Army, and the Army is like, oh yeah, we'll get you going right now. You follow her through everything that she experiences, from a beginner baby nurse in Vietnam to her being specialized, the devastation of absolutely everything that happened over there. She doesn't really sugarcoat it. After, I would say, roughly the 50% mark is when we get to see how she copes with coming back home. I really want to already cry. I feel like that's the part that really like broke me even more. The first part is just trauma dumping and just talking about like all the traumatic things, but the second half is just her like fighting to be respected and acknowledged, trying to seek help with her mental health. Everybody was basically telling her either no, women did not serve in Vietnam, or that she basically needed to keep herself together and act like a proper lady. If you want to read a book that will definitely break your heart, The Women. I think I'm gonna listen to The 4 Winds and then start reading Lovely War. I actually have the audiobook on Libby as well, so I think I'll switch between The 4 Winds and then this audio. I don't know, we shall see what the vibes are.
A few moments later.
I think I'll listen to The 4 Winds first because I think that's due soon. Hello. Good morning. It is the next day. So I'm 50% into The 4 Winds by Kristin Hannah. I already know this one's not going to be my favorite, but it's not bad. So in this book, you follow Elsa, because of her age, she is basically deemed to be like too old to marry. So one night, something happens to where her life gets uprooted very suddenly. We're following her from that moment on as she progresses for a better life for her and her children. And it is about the Dust Bowl, the Great Depression, and what it's like for her, like living on a farm and just like as a mom, as a wife. She has like the same flow when it comes to writing. In the beginning, you kind of get a little backstory, and then like at the 50% mark, it's like a part 2 of the story. For this book, it's like part 1 where she's currently living, and then part 2 is her uprooting her life in search of the American dream. Gonna finish it today, I already know. Then I'm gonna start Lovely War. I'm waiting on 2 other books on Libby that are Kristin Hannah books, but they've been on hold for a good chunk of time. For the women, I was like 1,500th place until I got like a skip a line. I mean, I can understand why. I like her writing style. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how I like this author's writing style. Maybe that'll put that genre really to a test. If I actually like the genre, or if I just like Kristin Hannah's writing. Shall see. And I realized I'm a very matchy, but I finished The Four Winds. I am giving it a 4.5. So, to me, the ending felt a little rushed. The beginning was a little slow. I did not initially know where exactly this was gonna go. If I had to choose between the 2, I would recommend The Women over The Four Winds, unless you are very interested in that era. It's time to start the deciding factor if I truly love the genre or if it's just Kristin Hannah. I look a little crazy. My son is teething, so he's been waking up. But I finally am 50% into Lovely War. I am so confused. So it starts off talking about like the gods are kind of telling a story. They'll say their name, like Aphrodite, and then some girl's name. So I feel like it's a story about them, but with different names. I first thought it was a love story between 2. I think it might be a love triangle. I tried reading this. I was not interested, so I started listening to this on audio thanks to Libby. And it's kind of helpful, but also not very much helpful because every chapter is like a different god. So you have Hades, Aphrodite, Apollo. I also know 0 about Greek mythology. Maybe that's my issue. I have so far dog-eared 2 pages, and that is about it. They are by like the very front of the beginning of the book. At first I thought it was just a love story between Hazel and Jake, I think is his name. And then we started bringing in more characters and I was like, whoa, what's happening? Honestly, it makes me a little bit disappointed because I hear everybody absolutely loving this book. I shall update you guys hopefully whenever I am done. I am planning on finishing it today because I have like 4 hours left into my audiobook, I believe.
A few moments later.
Hello friends, I finished this book. I'm still a little confused. I guess I'm not fully understanding what the point of the gods were in this story. I wasn't fully invested in their love story. This book was not for me. I really don't know what to rate it because I didn't love it, but I also, like, I didn't hate it. I think I'm gonna stick with like a 3-star. I was not invested in this book as I was with like previous books. I'm still very much interested in the genre, so this book is definitely not gonna stop that. I just really had high hopes for this book. And there you have it, besties. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have tried any new genres recently. As always, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Happy reading!